Okay, people. So May, December, right? That is the big gala showing today. It is the new film from Todd Haynes, and it is written by Samy Burch from a story Burch and Alex Mechanic created. The film is then produced by we've got Sophie Mass, Tyler W. Cooney, Pamela Kufler, Grant S. Johnson, Will Farrell, Jessica Albam. Who else do we have? Natalie Portman and Christine Vacon. It's executive produced by Claire Taylor, right? Thorsten Schumacher, Madeline K. Rudin, Thomas K. Richards, Jeff Rice, Jonathan Montipere, Samy Burch, Alex Brown, and Lee Broder. It is co-produced by Timothy Bird and associate produced by Haley Raker, Mason Plotz, and Nicholas Erickson. So Marcelo Zavos handles the music. Christopher Bluvert, cinematography. Alfonso Goncalves edits the piece. Laura Rosenthal handles the casting. Production design is Sam Lizonko. Art direction is Eric Dean. Set decoration is Jess Royal. While April Napier handles costume design. So our cast. Well, we have got Natalie Portman as Elizabeth Berry. Right? Julianne Moore is Grace Atherton Yu. Her husband Joe is played by Charles Melton. They've got kids. So there's Pippa, Honor Atherton Yu, played by Pippa Kerder. We've got Georgie Atherton, played by Corey Michael Smith. Mary Atherton Yu, played by Elizabeth Yu. We have got who? Because I know there's more. I think the other kids are. Who have we got? We've got, I believe there's Cassidy. I think that is the other daughter, who's played by Hayley Wilst, and Sophia, played by Jocelyn Shelfo. There's her ex-husband, Tom, played by D.W. Moffat. We've got Rhonda, played by Andrea Frankel. Roberto, played by Hans Obama. Joe Yu Sr., played by Kelvin Han Yi. Sarah, played by Anne Werber. Mr. Henderson, played by Charles Green. Morris Serpa, played by Lawrence Arancio. Charlie Atherton Yu, played by Gabriel Chong. Peter, played by Zachary Branch. Molly, played by Mackenzie Taylor. Ben, played by Mike Lopez. Who else do we got? Mrs. Joe Yu Sr., played by Jennifer Elders. And And then we have got the TV version of Grace, played by Ali McCulloch, and the TV version of A Young Joe, played by Rocky Davis. So the gist of the story is this: 20 years after their notorious tabloid romance gripped the nation, a married couple buckles under pressure when an actress arrives to do research for a film about their past. So, yeah. Now, this is loosely based, I believe, on the story of Mary Kay Letourneau, right? That teacher that had the affair with her 6th grade student, which is just, it's a crazy thing, right? It's such a crazy thing. And this was really interesting because now, originally, I just thought it was about an older woman dating a younger guy kind of thing, right? I didn't even put it together about, those whole teacher cases and all of that kind of grooming stuff. But yeah, there's a film being made, and we have Elizabeth. She's, for whatever reason, she's been given access to Grace and Joe's home, right? She gets to hang out with them, talk with them, do her research, which, I don't know, man. It just does not sound like the bestest of ideas, right? And when Grace is first talking to Elizabeth, you, you can see she's trying to set some boundaries and that, but like, look, it's all, you can wander around, you can talk to people, but there's boundaries, right? But you just think, I mean, can this ever end well? So you have Elizabeth trying to do this research and know, but then you've got, she's a film star. So you've got everyone curious and wanting to be like, oh, what's she about? Like, there's a weird bit where one of Joe's friends is just like, oh, I can't really recall any films I've seen her in. And then he's just like, oh, yeah, actually, I did. Yeah, no, I did see her with no clothes on. Yeah, and I didn't stumble on it. I Googled what film there would be like that. And you just think, yeah, that's the weird shit that would definitely happen from something like this. But the other thing is, right, so people in the community, they like this couple, which is an interesting one, right? It's definitely interesting when you know what it is, when you know what went down, to kind of be like, okay, yeah, let's hang with these people. But the community, for the most part, digs them. And there's people that definitely kind of show that to Elizabeth. But you just think something like this surely is going to, it's just churn things back up, right? Because, as I said, it's been 20 years, right? We don't actually know how long Grace went to jail in this version of the story, but you imagine she did, because it's statutory rape. So, but yeah, so it's just like how much time she went in, it seems that it was finally kind of put to rest to some extent. But yeah, this is going to dredge it all up. And that's what happens, And like, it's kind of crazy because you kind of see this manipulation from so many sides, right? So many different sides of things that it's just, because I think you can look at it and think, the actress trying to, Hollywood trying to make a story out of this is kind of like, ugh. But you also see it from, the Gracie side of things, right? And you then look at what on paper we're being told is this perfect relationship. And it's like when you look at something, like a photo on an old phone, right? And if you look at it from you think, oh, that looks good. When you start to zoom in, then you start to see it all pixelate and just fall apart. And that's this, right? The closer you look, the rockier things do seem. So that is, man, it is really well played, right? I mean, it's kind of heartbreaking in places because you just think, oh no, does someone really want this, or was that just the only option? And then you've got the kids, right? Because they're living where, Grace grew up, where they all grew up and lived. So her husband and the kids they had are still there. It's just yeah, but man, it is really well done. The one thing that I did find so grating, there's a musical bed that plays throughout this film at different moments, and it's loud and abrasive and just grating. I hated it. Hated that. Everything else I really liked. Just the different tonal shifts, and especially when you get like the TV version and the film version, right? And those little shifts they did with that. And then, just the way we see all of these different relationships play out and those interactions was really good. There's it was just really good, apart from this fucking music, which, god damn, it just, it sucked. But yeah, listen, so this in the UK is being picked up by Sky, right? I don't know when they're looking to release it, but in the States, it's getting a I think it's a bit of a limited cinematic release on the 17th of November, and it's going to be hitting Netflix in the US and Canada on the 1st of December. So yeah, that's what's happening there. As I said, I do not know what the situation is going to be in the UK, Europe, and the rest of the world, but those are the US dates. So yeah, we will have to see. So also, people, if you missed it today at the Royal Festival Hall, don't worry, because it will be there tomorrow, Saturday the 7th of October. It's an early one. It's at 10:30, right? And then it will be on Wednesday the 11th of October, 12:15 at the BFI South Bank in the big screen NFT1. So those are your other opportunities to watch this film. So yeah, there you go, people. May, December.